Hello everyone, I'm Richard Bohm, also known as Trixie Thunder Pussy. I'm a 48-year-old drag queen living in Abilene, Texas. I was originally born in Decatur, Illinois, grew up in Peoria, Illinois until I was 7 years old. My mother was a single parent. I'm an only child, no brothers or sisters, and my grandmother helped raise me. She met a gentleman from Louisiana and we moved to a little pissy-ass town named Abilene, Louisiana. Yeah, Abilene. The sheriff was One Bullet Billy. We moved there and that's where I lived until I was 17, 18 years old. I moved in with some friends and my mom got remarried to a gentleman and his brother and sister-in-law took me in and took me to my first gay bar, my first drag show. And that's where I fell in love with the art of female impersonation. The drag queen's name was Sable Chanel, the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. Had little of nothing on her body, and I was convinced it wasn't a man. But the show director there was Ernest, also known as Grandma Porky. He was a comedy camp queen, always made you laugh. And it was there that I kind of fell in love even more with drag. It was my 21st birthday and Grandma Porky put a wig on me and gave me the name Trixie Thunder Pussy. Because I was about 385 pounds. So yeah, there was a lot of thunder behind this. Anyway, he asked me to do a little talent night, which I did, didn't win. I mean, I didn't have anybody helping me whenever I first started out. It was mostly my aunt teaching me how to put on fish makeup. And looked like hell in the lights, but everything I wore was amazing. She handmade every gown I wore, every cape, everything was designed by her, sewn by her, and I wore it proudly. Ernest, aka Grandma Porky, started taking me around to different places like Longview and Marshall, Texas, doing shows, kind of following on his coattails a little bit. We did that for many years, and I took a break because my mom had gotten sick. I just wanted to kind of have a little bit more time with her. A few years later, my mom passes away, and 2 years after that, my aunt that I was so close to had a stroke and was bedbound disabled. I took care of her for 5 years and wouldn't change a thing about it, not a moment. After 5 years, she passed away. I kind of went off the rails, didn't know what to do, and a friend introduced me to meth. I was almost 400 pounds when I finally broke myself away from the group that I was in. I was at 165 pounds. And it took moving to Abilene to save my life, because I honestly think that if I hadn't come here, I would probably be either in jail or dead. I ended up staying around here for about 2 months, and I got my GED, started college, got my associate's degree with a 3.7 GPA, the honors president of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. Also received a first-time achievement award from the school for outstanding contributions. Now I'm attending McMurry University on scholarships, getting my bachelor's degree in psychology. I want to become a grief counselor to where I can help somebody that might need somebody to talk to, something I didn't have the luxury of having whenever everything happened to me. And I just want to be there to help somebody. I started doing shows here in Abilene with Ivy Mystique. She asked me if I would do a show? And I said yes. And that's where it all kind of kicked back off. I hadn't done drag in probably 8 years. I'm going to show you a little bit of my makeup. Well, I'm back. Trixie Thunderpussy. Anyway, I started back doing shows about 4 years ago. Thanks to my roommate Randy Harcum, who encouraged me to go ahead and come out again. And also to Ivy Mystique, who at that time was just starting hosting the shows at Homer's Bar and Music Venue. We've been at Homer's now 1 year, and Ivy Mystique actually moved out of the area. She moved to Austin, where she's further in her career, and I have taken over the shows at Homer's and just trying to keep the people entertained. Always bringing in new entertainers from out of town. And we have a cast of an amazing group of people. This was my story. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you at a show. Bye, y'all.